All right, that was my fall semester of college, a time where I was rusty, I got back into it, and I started making stuff. Now on to spring semester of college. I started with the best thing of I was feeling so inspired. Oh my goodness. I made the best movie of Psych. So, the first assignment was a no dialogue project. And when I heard these terms of agreements, I was like, all I ever do, I'm a comedy guy. All I ever do is dialogue. I'm not gonna make a Three Stooges like, slapstick comedy. I just did not know how to be funny, quite frankly, without that element of it. And so I was like, let me do something serious. Let's just say some guy, business dude, I don't even know, has a meeting to go to. The meeting bombs and he's in a state of depression and then gets back up and hooray. I thought, you know what? That's fire. Let me make that. So then I made Impress, Impact, Inspire. One of the worst films that I had ever done. And you guys are actually being saved from this film. I actually had awful voiceover in this film. Like, it was just like something like that's so obvious and so like not worth time. Like, it's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to explain all my thoughts and you guys are so dumb as an audience that I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking.
This is gonna go well. I am gonna nail this. What if it doesn't? No. It's gonna go well. It has to go well.
I just kind of didn't understand the point of the project. I just cheated, essentially. Like, voiceover is cheating, dude. There's no dialogue. It's supposed to be a sign of things. It was a sort of crutch that I thought I could not ever make something with. But the big lesson from that movie, use your constraints to your advantage. If you always make a film with dialogue, what does it look like to not make a film with dialogue? What does that feel like? Is it like, why can't you do it more so? Or if you were to do it, like, it's different than your style, can you flesh out something that's different than your style? Are you going to make the same film every semester? I didn't see it at the time, but I appreciated the challenge. I failed, and that film's one of the worst films I ever made. Sorry to Milo and Michael who helped me make that film. But hey man, not every one of them can be good. That's the thing I have to tell you too. Sometimes you also have to appreciate your failures. I could have not posted that film. It could have been something like an error. All that footage and all that time, it's on my hard drive. At this point, I want everyone to see it so that they know what not to do. I want you to see it so that we can all just improve and feel better about our work. Say, look at my film and be like, I didn't do that, thank God. I'll give you that permission. And also, like, tonality wise, like, I can't make comedies all the time. So I'm happy that I tried something new. If I ever make something dramatic, and I haven't yet, quite frankly, I haven't made anything dramatic since that movie. If I ever do that, then I have at least a guideline of what not to do. So you have to appreciate your failures. Maybe you can go through college and never make a bad movie. Never. It's like, you're great. You're the next Spielberg. But guess what? I'd say a majority of us are not that. We are going to make bad movies. Maybe more than one, maybe more than three. But when you get out of college, or when you keep going on in time, you're going to learn that those things are valuable. Those mistakes and lessons you learned are valuable. That's part of the process, dude. Are you supposed to make a banger after banger after banger? No. You ready, bro?
Way ahead of you, dude.
All right, man. It's finally time we decide the film we're gonna watch tonight. We got The Sound of Metal, Minari, The Father.
The Shining, dude. The Shining.
The next film, called The Archival Project, was a film that my professor wanted us to use archival footage integrated into the story. I thought, cool. Kind of wasn't digging it. I mean, it's like, what am I going to use, a 1950s newsreel or something like that? I kind of just did not know what I could do with that. The point is, I was late on the deadline. It's like due like March 30th, and I don't have an idea for this movie until like March 26th. It's like 4 days between a movie. And I thought to myself, like, I'm cooked, man, I'm cooked. What can I freaking do? And then finally, the diamond bullet of an idea, after all that stress and procrastination, it came to my head. Like, let's talk about the Stanley Kubrick conspiracy in The Shining. F it. Like, let's do that. Let's make that movie about a character that wants to have a movie night with my friend Milo. And obviously, there's always that choice between me and Milo. what movie we're gonna watch and stuff. And The Shining has a reputation for being like, oh, every filmmaker should blaze that movie. But if you actually watch it, it's kind of like, it feels like you're watching like a homework assignment slash like, I guess it's a good movie probably. I haven't actually watched it, funny enough. It's a good movie, but slow burn. It's not gonna hype you up. So that's kind of like it was really funny to like cast Milo as like the sort of like film bro jock. It's like, dude,
What are you talking about, dude? The Shining is a non-stop thrill ride.
I love Milo's performance in this, and I turned it into just a character discovering a conspiracy. I used archival footage in it, and then what if like something crazy happened, like the freaking FBI knocked on the house and tore me away. I made that movie like nearly alone. I had one shoot day where like the first scene of the movie was shot using my Canon M50, and what we did was we used the DJI Ronin to like simulate the panning stuff. You could like designate pans and tilts on the DJI Ronin. It looks like I have a camera operator with me, but actually it's just me, myself, like pressing a button on the iPad, and it's just going wild. And if you use that, you can actually like create multiple clones of yourself. When you watch it, it doesn't look like a movie that's rushed. It doesn't look like a movie that's like, you know, like oh, he was really phoning that one in. I tried really hard. It was just amazing that when you have your friends by your side, you could kind of make any crazy thing. Like that movie was shot in one room to give you perspective. Like, let yourself be creatively free. Like, if I, you know, adding the FBI agent at the end, that's kind of crazy if you think about it. Like, what? Like, but you're in one room, it's in this room, use it. Use your one room. You can do something crazy like have different clones of yourself talking in a room for a montage. Why can't you do that? You know, like, oh, locations, everyone's talking about location in film school. If you have a room that's like a little bit bigger, use it. And so that's what I did. And honestly, this place has been the room for a lot of films in my whole career. I'm happy with that. I don't mind that. And so that movie was fun. I liked it a lot. And we'll move on. Okay, now let's move on to the last film that I made for freshman year. So far the year's had one great movie, one bad movie. So what is Camilo gonna do? Well, Camilo's probably a little stressed out, you know. I'm not gonna lie, college during this time I had 6 courses. It was a little bit hard to be a filmmaker, I'm not gonna lie. Regardless, this last movie is kind of dynamite. I'm not gonna lie. This last movie is something that I'm really, really happy that I got to be a part of. And I'd say that because me and Milo had been taking a screenwriting class, and Milo kind of had made like a really good outline of a movie, and he just gave me a rough draft, and he told me like, dude, do what you do. Hone it in. It's a little crazy, but hone it in. And so that's what we did. I read the script, and we both took turns on like drafts of it. Ultimately, he had written the movie, but after that, it was up to us to kind of just start cooking together. So, what did I bring to this movie? For one, I invested in a Siri anamorphic lens, and I wanted the first half to be sort of black and white, anamorphic, and then after a certain turn, transition the movie to, it's a 60s period piece, so let's transition into a wild, funky color combination, vintage lenses, and I think for that movie, I had gotten the Helios lens, a very profound and crazy-ass lens, and we used it, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, the shots in this movie, I could put them in my reel today. That's how good it is. I could put them in my reel today. It honestly kind of gives me the vibes of like what my last high school movie was. I mean, like, the dialogue's on point, the acting's on point. It's a 15-minute film, but it doesn't feel like too long. I've made 15-minute films. They feel long. They just go on. And this movie doesn't do that. And the only regret I have with it is that we made this movie still when we were showing movies on Zoom. If we had this movie like in an actual screening room, dude, this movie, was put through its paces. We made the script, and there's 3 drafts of the script. We had a location scout, we had wardrobe testing. I'd say that this movie had been like the hardest me and Milo ever have worked on a film since Estas Manos. Like, I'd say like it was that level of like, we want to make something. And I mean, like, we co-directed Estas Manos. We kind of bookend a co-directing legacy with our freshman year. And that movie is just like, there's different tones to it. There could be jokes. You could like laugh once or twice. But ultimately, it was just a time of like, I knew what my black magic could do, and I pushed it to exactly where it needed to go. And the biggest difference is that, like, I saw how much you could color grade with this thing. The fun part about this project was that it was the first time I fully finished and colored a movie in Davinci Resolve, which is kind of crazy, right? At that time, I had Davinci the whole year, but like, I only used it to denoise shots because my shots would come out noisy. I wasn't really great with my camera yet. But I also realized, whoa, all these node trees, the colors, you could like shift the magenta to the green. So there's actually 2 versions of the forest scene, and those 2 versions, me and Mal debated a little bit. We ended up on the green. There's a magenta one and there's a more green one, and me and Mal ended up on the green one together, and I think that's the correct way to go. For this movie though, I will say I probably will post it with the original magenta scene that I wanted, because Me Decade's already posted on YouTube. I kind of want to do my own thing on it, just to show you guys the difference between the color grades and stuff. I just feel like everything fell into line with this movie, and I was really happy about that. And honestly, what a great way to end our first year of college. Major takeaways is just like, from all the people we met that bounced off ideas. It was Jules' ideas to have the opening shot of the film. So I just learned to like collaborate. There's a lot of collaborating on these films. It wasn't just like me and Milo doing it. It was like a whole crew of love that was just like working really, really hard to make sure these movies are really, really good. And this movie is one of our best. The major takeaway is that you have to integrate with your new class. Integrate, dude. You are going to be looking at the next filmmakers you're going to work with for the next 4 years of time. And each person, I bet you, has something unique to say, and each person is going to deliver their talents to you, and it's going to be great. So I want you to connect with your students. You could of course do it alone, but why do that alone? I worked with so many people during that time and shot so many different things. If you're a DP, it helps you. Why not shoot someone else's project? Like, take a style that they learned and use it and run with it. It could be a crazy sci-fi, or it could be more naturalistic lighting. If you're a DP, you have to work with other people. You cannot play college at film school like this being alone. I know it's scary, like introverts watching, it's like, what the hell, no. I get it, but like, man, you gotta do it, dude. You just gotta do it. And that's what I'd say about what freshman year was like for me. It's just a lot of learning together, a lot of being together, and creating things that are great, creating things that are bad, and learning from those things. But ultimately, every film's a lesson. And I'm happy that a professor assigned me to make 6. I'm happy to share these 6 films with you guys. And yeah, that's the video. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.